living room and put a blanket over it and recorded his lines for Big Mouth.
Yes.
You know, there was a lot of people who have to do that kind of stuff.
We had to do that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that all makes sense. If you know how to manage sound,
Yeah.
you be creative and use what you got to do to manage sound.
I bought a used whisper booth and put it in my garage and reset it up. And if you go to Instagram, you can check out the rat infestation that I had in my voiceover booth. I had 2 dead rats. One was like 2 weeks old with maggots. The other one was like 4 months dead. That was just a skeleton. I was breathing it for like a 4 weeks. Like, well, I can get over it. It's just probably a rat that was dead in the garage and slept. And pull back the panels, like, nope.
Oh, wow.
So the glamour of voice acting.
So
I'm acting with dead rat
That's
smell.
similar, yeah, because somebody, an audio engineer friend of mine, got rid of it was a really janky whisper room.
Yeah.
So we had to like kind of make it good ourselves. But the problem was I didn't have air conditioner in it,
Yes.
and I'm in Florida, so I was like, I can't have the air conditioner running while the mic is going, so I have to just cool it down, turn it off. But it gets really hot in there on a 4x4, really fast, and like by the time I get out, I'm like drenched. I'm like so. Now I built my own studio in my house attached to my garage, and it's like a 7x10.
Yeah.
And the whole thing's like I had family members and stuff that my family like built houses.
Oh, cool.
So they built it for me, and now I can just walk in the door, and it's like a studio.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yes.
I have a portable air conditioner that blows through a vent, and I took one of the baffle hoses and just taped it. And
That's what I did. Yeah,
poor man's, and it works.
Yeah, the air
It
conditioner's
works.
in my garage window, but there's a giant tube going.
Yeah.
A little slit. I
It's
could turn the air
great.
conditioner on. There's no sound. I'm like, yes.
No, that's fantastic. I mean, that's the thing about the work. Like we said earlier, people see the final product.
Yep.
And the work is, kind of the kind of thing we like to talk about during these conversations,
Yep.
right? Because, again, I'll say it again and I'll shut up about it, but all of this is work, and hopefully you love some of it.
Yeah.
Right? Hopefully you love some of it, right?
One of the things a lot of people say, like when you're doing voice acting, what's the difference? I do on-camera acting as well, but I also do voice acting very much like trying to follow Carlos here. But there's a lot more difficulty with voice acting because I don't have my body to show.
Yep, we mentioned that.
And so, like,
yesterday,
when I'm in the studio, like when they were like, "Hey, we need a full of this creature type villain in this VR game," and that's a VR game too. So, like, I'm literally going to be in front of you, and so I would have to like move. That's why the studio I wanted it big, because like when I'm in front of the microphone, I would be like, come, buy my wares, and a lot of people don't realize how much moving I'm actually doing in that studio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Fogger
Jumping
Monkey-
up and down as Skeletor.
Bill is in a separate booth, and it has to be big because Foggerbachi's like 6'8", and so he needs a lot of room.
Jeez.
Yeah.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
That's awesome. Final question from the audience?
So like you mentioned about Nickelodeon with the voices, that I'm a voice actor as well, but very starting out. I started out with a voice myself, so I just want to know, as far as how to, I don't know what, as far as learning what your main, what like the main type of your niche.
Yeah, like what's your strength or whatever?
Yeah, I guess that's like,
You-
how do you figure that out?
Yeah.
I don't know, because you can be pulled into an octave that you're not used to, and I know that my best stuff is right up here. Or for Billy Crystal, somebody said, "You're a tenor like Billy Crystal." I'm like, I can't do Billy Crystal. And then wait a second, yeah, you're right. I'm right in the same neighborhood almost already, so it's not that hard of a stretch. But I think it's just imitate. It's like you'll notice that there's certain characters you can imitate, and certain that are just, I don't have Isaac's face or Eric Bowles' face, so that's not going to be my strength unless I wake up hungover and it's hey, it's there this morning. So you'll find it just by the sheer act of trying to imitate characters from every range, and that will develop, I think, your muscles.
I would say the same thing. I just when I heard a voice, I was like, I kind of want to be able to do that. So I just start off with like a word. There's actually a good. He's a comedian and a voice actor, Frank Caliendo. He's a
Frank's
great guy.
great.
He'll tell you how he does impressions, and his impressions are like dead on, like Madden.
Yeah, his
My
John
goodness,
Madden
it's so
freakish.
good. But he's like, it's the same thing I did. I just didn't know I was doing it. You just like take a word and try to match it, and then take a sentence when you're comfortable at that. That's what I did when I was trying to learn how to do Alan Rickman.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to I would just take a sentence and just try to go as low as I could and talk with his sort of inflection and inflate some of the words. And I was like, I wanted to do that on the go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
So
impressive.
I just see a phrase and I would just do it. And if you're comfortable with it, then that's I guess where you are.
You can start with "Yo quiero Taco Bell." That's an easy one.
Alright,
You can get there.
it's okay to have the last question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, before I forget, what is your favorite word, I should say, what something that you because you mentioned that you do a lot of movies,
Like favorite voice or
like a
The quirk?
physical thing that you do to get you to something.
Well, a quirk that we use for all the Mike Wazowski stuff, because it'll be like months between gigs, is a quote from Forget About Paris when he's talking to Deborah Winger and we go on a date. I know you're not supposed to tell me everything about your life, but can you hit an occasional highlight or two? Like, oh yeah, I've been traveling alone. My brother's got bad hearing, and oh yeah, you're married. So if I'm doing Monsters Inc. and it starts to get too muppety, oh, like wait, hold on. You're married. You're married. Okay, that's set. That's my set. That's my default setting. Now I'm back to Billy Crystal again. So yeah, that phrase "you're married," I've done it like over 1,000 times, easy. And then that sets me up. It's a recalibration. So that's a quirk and a technique actually. But I
kind of do the same thing when I'm doing a voice or when I have to go against myself on an audition. If I send an audition, they'll be like, "We like this take of the voice," and I'll be like, "Well, that's bad because that was, I felt like it was really good that time. It was really hard to keep that specific one sometimes. So I'll have to go back and listen to my own audition and just like kind of talk with myself. But if I'm trying to keep a voice like Patrick Warburton, I'll like watch. I think the first time I saw him, I watched him on Seinfeld, and he was putty. And I always went back to the phrase because he's saying, Kronk and Emperor's New Groove and Brock and Stanley Adventure Brothers. But I always went back to the phrase, he was just like, I get that. Jerry stole my move.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He was like, hey, I'm the Apple guy. Like that.
Yeah.
And I noticed like how I watch him physically and his eyes are always like kind of like this.
Yeah.
No.
It's your reset button.
Yeah. You have to find that.
Exactly.
Good question.
No, great question, great answer. So, Isaac, can you tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
Just my name, Isaak Wells.
There you
I'm
go.
usually mostly on Instagram. And I did do
right now.
TikTok.
Okay.
But it's just my name, ISAAKWELLS. And you can find all my stuff there, Skeletor stuff, and all the stuff about my history, working with autism and all that stuff. Like
Fantastic.
I grew up like that in the 80s.
All right. No, I got you. And how about you, Carlos?
Isaac Wells.
Oh, he's going.
Right here. This is you. So I'm going to follow you now, right? Is that you? This first one?
I think so you get to put the name together, I believe.
Yeah, Isaac Wells with 3 S's is what he's looking at.
Oh, no. It's,
No.
There you go.
How bad did I
Okay,
get it?
so
You can find me at Carlos Alazraqui on everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I do most of the voice and stuff on Twitter and Instagram. I repost it. You can see my rat infestation on Instagram. I think that's it right here.
yeah, and
Also,
in
the
the
30th anniversary of the Rocco's Modern Life soundtrack.
I know now I'm following him. So
That's
how do I
awesome.
follow you? I'll
Okay,
follow
so-
you, but that's where you can find me.
so 3 not 20-year-old guys working on phones
Yeah,
is
okay.
going to be in the video.
All right. Sorry, I don't know how to do this thing, honey.
No, I was in San Diego this summer doing a cosplay, and I did a team cosplay with this young woman, and she wanted me to follow her on Instagram. I said, "Here's my phone. You just go ahead and do it. You go ahead and do it."
I did it.
It was
There you
that
go.
they did that. I did
I'm
that
officially following Isaac.
There you
Wells.
go.
hooray, life
Yes.
goal.
Well, no,
but-
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was funny because that was one of the inspirations for my voice. My mother is not a tech person, so she calls. I moved up here recently
Yeah.
to be closer to my
Okay.
parents, so they
Okay.
could get to know their grandchildren and be near Chicago. But they're always like that, like calling up, like, why won't my phone sign it? Your tech support. Your tech support, right? For like older people. So I did that for a voice once. There's, where am I going? I don't know where I am. You know, like kind of like thing like that. So
that's fantastic.
I use that.
Well, Isaak, Carlos, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks to all of you for coming, and thanks for your excellent questions. Have a good con.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.